With the recent kit changes and new Hexerei effects added to older units, a lot has changed in the meta. From Razor doing more damage than the Electro Archon, to Venti suddenly becoming the best Anemo damage dealer out of nowhere. So it's finally time to break everything down and rank their best teams, so you can decide whether these units are actually good for your account or just completely overhyped. Keep in mind, we are not covering Durin-exclusive team breakdowns here. If you want to see those, we already made a full dedicated video covering them. So let's start with number 10, Sucrose teaser teams with Fischl. These teams have received massive upgrades. You can now run Yohada and Anemo together to unlock Ascendant Gleam buffs, which pushes the team to around 55k DPS, which is insanely high considering every character here is a 4-star unit. In this setup, Yohada runs the Silken Moon set, while Anemo holds Instructor. What makes this team special is the ability to trigger both Ascendant Gleam and Hexerei buffs together, which is a massive upgrade over the old Sucrose teaser teams. The extra elemental mastery from Fischl, combined with damage buffs from Sucrose, make this team extremely strong. Of course, you can replace Yohada and Anemo with older options like Bennett, Ororon, Ian Sin, or Kuki, but all of these versions perform noticeably worse than the updated composition. Before we move on to number 9, a quick reminder, you can win a free Welkin just by commenting on the video, as we're running our special 8K subscriber giveaway. And don't forget to check out Loot Bar, which is currently running a limited time special discount, making it the cheapest way to top up. Just click the link in the description, enter your UID and server, and the crystals arrive in minutes. New users also receive an extra 10% discount. Now for number 9, Raiden Electro Charged teams. Teams using Mona and Fischl can now reach around 80k DPS. And with Mona constellations, which you can even obtain from the free selector, this jumps closer to 85k DPS. Mona's Omen buff covers almost the entirety of Raiden's burst window, making this team significantly stronger than before. The final slot can be filled with Inefa or an attack buffer like Bennett. Inefa is the best in-slot option thanks to Lunar charge buffs and her shield utility. You can also replace Fischl with Sucrose for a similar variation. Raiden also benefited from new buffs when paired with Fischl and Durin in Overload teams, now reaching around 85k DPS, which has made Raiden a viable main DPS again.
At number 8, Geo Set-ups. Teams using Navia alongside Mona and Albedo can touch 90k DPS with correct rotations. The core damage spike comes from perfectly timing Navia's skill inside Mona's Omen buff window. Interestingly, the Durin version actually performs lower than Mona compositions, despite being considered premium. At number 7, Razor Overload teams. Yes, Razor has become one of the strongest 4-star hypercarries in the game. Teams with Chevreuse, Fischl, and Durin now reach 90k DPS, which is higher than Raiden's Overload teams and nearly matches Clorinde comps. With Razor's kit rework and buffs to Fischl and Durin, Razor has become shockingly powerful. Mastering his N4 dash cancel combos greatly increases his output, making him the best 4-star DPS option currently available. Razor can also run over Vape teams with Durin, Farina, and Inefa using Marechaussee Hunter. This variant matches his overload damage when paired with C6 Chevreuse. If you enjoy Razor's playstyle and want to invest effort into mastering him, he is completely viable. But if you already own Flints, the value of investing into Razor drops significantly. Number 6, Venti teams. With Durin, Mona, and Bennett, Venti's teams become surprisingly powerful.
The rotation opens with Durin, then Bennett and Mona, finishing with Venti's burst, allowing Omen buffs to affect the Anemo-infused normal attacks and massively spike damage. Venti also gained access to a new signature weapon, which boosts his personal DPS significantly.
Pure hypercarry teams using Echoes or Desert Pavilion with Farozan on Viridescent and support Durin Bennett are viable. If you own C4 Gene, you can run Gene, C4, Durin, Farina, and Venti using Marchose for maximum personal scaling. Venti has officially surpassed Zhao and Wanderer as the highest Anemo DPS, although he still does not match the current damage meta ceiling overall. At number 5, Klee overload teams. Klee with Fischl, Chevreuse, and Durin can reach 90 to 95k DPS with proper combos, outperforming Clorinde overload teams. Even without Durin, Klee performs extremely well alongside Venti or Kazuha. Vape teams with Farina and Marchose, as well as over-vape teams with Anefa, are all extremely strong. Klee's free constellations allow for easy C2 access, giving her a massive power spike, making her one of the best DPS options in the meta right now, surpassing even Clorinde in many scenarios. At number 4, Arlecchino teams. Overload teams using Durin and Fischl, vape teams with Sucrose and Mona, and full overvape variants all remain highly competitive. Reactions that gained the most buffs were Overload and Electrocharged, already strong thanks to Chevreuse and Anefa, but further improved by new mechanics. Fischl doubt grants attack and elemental mastery buffs across the team on top of already massive off-field DPS, making her arguably the strongest Electro sub-DPS unit in the game today. Sucrose received additional team buffs as well, which honestly shouldn't even exist, but here we are. Let me know if you want a dedicated video focusing entirely on these updated 4-star units, especially since we're getting selector events in upcoming patches.
Now the top 3. Number 3, Flins teams. Once completely dependent on Anefa, Flins now has additional options. His F2P squad with Fischl, Sucrose, and Anemo reaches over 90k DPS using only 4-star units. Yoda only further improves these setups. Number 2, Mualani teams. Even without Durin, Mualani squads like Mona, Sucrose, or Albedo break 90 to 100k DPS. We've already done a breakdown video on her teams, so check that out. And finally, the top team overall belongs to Durin. Running as DPS or support, his strongest teams include Yelan, Fischl, Bennett, vape teams with Mona and Farina, Milt teams with Sitlali, Sucrose, and Bennett, all capable of clearing content comfortably. His white mode teams synergize with every Hexen Circle carry, while burning setups with Kinich or even Klee scale absurdly. Durin can function as the premier burning DPS even without Kinich, making his versatility unmatched. The sheer number of team options is impossible to detail in a single video, so let me know if I missed anything. And don't forget to participate in the giveaway. More info is in the description. Till then.